For me, it was a little bit mentally, a little bit darker, just because the way I felt about myself, my body shape, where that I'd fallen out of my routine that I had the last year. So there'll be times when it was like looking in the mirror, I would just feel I wasn't attractive, that I was, and I was quite obviously fat, you know, and I had more bits that I was starting to fold over and stuff, and it just didn't sit right with me. Did it stop me doing anything? Well, it did in a way, because I actually reduced the amount I was walking. I wouldn't want to go outside as much. During the summer, I wouldn't really want to take my t-shirt off, even in my own garden. And even things like my shirts, I stopped wearing shirts because the buttons wouldn't sit right around the belly, so they were constantly open, and that didn't make me feel comfortable either. So from a mood point of view, my mood was a lot lower last year. Come home, be a lot more anxious, frustrated than I would be, which put a toll on myself and my wife's relationship. That made me feel a little bit like, what's the point? Nothing's ever going to change. Where do I go now? Can I be bothered to try and find out anything else, you know? And it was just mentally a struggle to try and find that. I didn't feel that I looked right, not at all, because of my weight, where I was mentally with everything, not feeling the part, not looking the part. So when I was feeling low and dull, it was kind of like a cloud being over you and it just isn't shifting. I would definitely say that I thought it was going to be a bit more about, obviously, coaching modules around exercise. I thought there'd be more around that. And I thought there would be something around nutrition. But the part that actually surprised me was doing the coaching modules, which should do more around with the mental side of it. So like, where do you see yourself now? Where do you see yourself in 12 weeks? How are you going to get there? How are you going to do these things? Asking some of the tough questions that you don't even think about, that need to be asked. Why do you think like this? So you're actually challenging your general own thinking and actually changing that perspective. There are certain elements to it which you kind of need to address. Anything in your past that you may be holding on to now. And it was about understanding on how do I let that go and release some of that stress, because some of that mental energy is being put into that you need to let go of to help you lose the weight as well. I would definitely say I'm excited, obviously, for the future and what changes are to come. I feel a little bit of sense of relief, because I know things are changing, and they've changed for the better as well. I feel better in myself. I feel more positive in my job, that I can do it better, that I feel like I look the part. I feel more comfortable in myself, that I actually feel like I'm losing weight, that I'm able to wear my clothes a little bit more um, without thinking, oh, I've got to go buy more because they're getting bigger. You know, they're actually starting to kind of feel a little bit baggy within themselves, some of them. So I got up to a trouser size of 40. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not getting rid of my 40s anytime soon. Not because they don't fit me anymore, or the fact that I think I'm going to go back up in weight. It's generally just the fact of having that nice feeling of like, I've lost my weight. And the fact that, you know, I'm now down an extra loop on my belt buckle. Just kind of gives you that sense of achievement. My relationship with my wife, it's obviously it's improved. Better in the bedroom. To be completely honest on that one. It's improved for communication purposes. How I treat her. The meetings for me, because it was just talking through everything that I do, from my diet to the exercise that I do. It was more my food and my mental side of it that he really focused on with me. So being able to sit down and talk through things and understand what I'm doing, what food am I putting in to my body. But it was just the fact that you could have a laugh during the calls as well. And working with Chris has been a pleasure, and it's also been an experience as well, in the fact that it's something that I will remember to. It definitely looks more positive. New challenges that I'm going to take on. One of the things I'm looking at doing is applying for new jobs to challenge myself as well, push my limits, because I know I've done that with my own weight goals, I've done that with my own exercise goals, I've even done that with my own mental goals. Get on that call, speak to him, and be honest. Don't avoid anything. If you want to lose weight, speak to Chris. He is a great person to work with. He knows what he's talking about. I wouldn't ever say anyone not to do it, because it is definitely worth your time, your effort, and even the money. Is there anything I'd like to say to Chris? I want to say thank you for everything you've done, everything we've talked through, and obviously keep in touch, because it'd be much appreciated.